So Pete Clark sent us this tweet, and he was reminded of this application called OmniFocus. It's a great app, he says, but this error message could be made much clearer. Can you read what that says?
Unable to synchronize database with server, cannot read sync database. Use an older syncing version of OmniFocus to migrate the sync database. I don't know what that means.
Exactly, neither did he. So, what should you press? If you see that error, what should you press? We see error messages all the time. Sometimes you know exactly what they mean.
Yeah,
but sometimes
it's giving us a recommend. I think the biggest sin here is use an older syncing version of OmniFocus to migrate the sync database. Or which of those buttons accomplishes that? Or none of them?
Exactly. You want the button to just go, okay, fine, do it, please. Or I don't know. I don't know what to do. This is the thing.
I think
it's not clear.
It doesn't help though that I'm not aware of the context of this, so I'm not sure what this is trying to do here.
True. So we have some error message guidelines, and these are according to the Nielson Norman group, who are world leaders in research-based user experience.
That sounds like it's lifted directly from their About Us page.
It is. So these guidelines for creating effective error messages have been the same for 20 years. They say a good error message should include human-readable language instead of obscure codes or abbreviations, such as an error of type 2 has occurred.
The one time I can see that being useful, though, is never useful to the user, but I can see that being of use if it's something that you want to be able to
debug it.
Yeah,
for a developer.
So say you don't want to let on to the user what's happened, but it's useful if the user notes that down and contacts your support team know what it means.
Okay, so they know it's a type 2 error, which is like code for...
it's all blown up.
It's all blown up,
but we don't want to tell the user it's all blown up.
Yeah.
So although it's never good for the user, I think it can be useful for the business.
However, something as obscure as this, I don't know who that's useful to.
Yeah, because you can't, you couldn't even... What are you going to do? Try and Google that? Or
I don't know. Or this is the classic. This is the Windows blue screen of death. When I used Windows, I saw this quite a lot, but it doesn't really give you very useful information. You just know something's wrong. You just don't know what. An error message should also have polite phrasing that doesn't blame users or imply that they're either stupid or doing something wrong, as in illegal command.
Okay.
I saw this tweet by Cassandra Cardiff.
Yeah.
She screenshotted something that says, you broke it.
Yes.
Which, that doesn't make you feel good, does it?
No.
As a user, something you're using saying, you've broken it.
I think, just to give the maker a bit of credit though, I think they probably meant it in joke, right? They didn't actually...
Probably.
I know that's how it comes across, but they probably meant it more as like you broke it, you silly. But it's not directly going, you are an idiot, you have broken it.
I suppose not, It's supposed to be in jest.
It's still not good, but I'm just,
Yeah. An error message should also include precise descriptions of exact problems rather than vague generalities, such as syntax error.
Yeah, I always think that this, with programming languages, when it says there's an error on this line, but not more specific than that. Sometimes error messages can be quite difficult to debug like that. Yeah, you got to be specific.
And it should have constructive advice on how to fix the problem. For example, instead of saying out of stock, your error message should tell users when the product will be available or provide a way for users to be notified when the product is restocked.
Yes.
So back to Pete's tweet, what should that dialogue have said instead?
I think this is difficult because we don't fully know what the thing was trying to do, but...
No, true.
I think the first line's probably fine, isn't it? Unable to synchronize database with server. That explains...
It's explained the problem.
I don't know the context of this or who the target user is, so maybe that's sufficient, maybe it isn't. It's hard to say.
So OmniFocus did reply to his tweet, and they have said, they've explained the problem, and then they've linked him to an article about how to fix it. So it turns out none of those buttons were useful at all anyway. So maybe what they should have done is had a link to the article.
Yep.
And here's how to fix it. So error message guidelines, again, human readable.
Yep.
Polite phrasing, don't blame people.
Yeah.
Precise description of the problem.
Yeah.
And then constructive advice to fix the problem.
Yeah. Okay, cool. That's how to write a good error message. If you've been affected by the issues raised in this video, please reach out to us on Twitter and send us a picture of whatever's been troubling you in terms of usability. Just in terms of usability. Don't send us your life
Just
problems.
Usability. We don't want any pictures of badly mangled organs.
Yeah, we're not the people to help. Call the emergency services if that happens. Well done for getting this far. Please subscribe to our channel so you get a notification when we post a new video. If you liked this, there's also our podcast, which you can find on any good podcast app. And in the last one, what did we talk about?
The internet is terrible.
Yes. Is it terrible? Well, listen and find out. Thanks for watching anyway. Bye.
Okay, bye.